the ego drives
That's right.
so much, you
Yes.
know? And so it's like, you know, the world sees them as this philanthropist, this giver, you know, this, you know, just all these wonderful things. And that's how the world perceives them. But then the people closest to them may see.
If my identity is tied to my business, which I mean, I've said that, but that's typically the case, especially with a business where you're dealing with first gen, founding the business. That's even more the case there. Then who am I? And actually, that's part of the process. That's actually one of the questions we go through. And it's a pretty deep question, you know, what do I believe about myself? What do I believe about, you know, and that is like, well, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to be happy? Well, if I've created these conditions in my business where I got to fix problems in my business to drive my significance in life, there's an opportunity there. If you wanted to, you could either say, okay, I got to find a place to do that over here, or perhaps you could change, grow, and heal some of that so that it's not necessary. And you could still, not that you wouldn't not do something, but maybe it's you'll serve on the board later on. Maybe it's you'll start a nonprofit. I mean, we can go on a list, but that those ideas come later once we really get clear on your purpose. And the purpose, in essence, is tied to three things. It's number one, your core values. What is it that you really hold to be your core values? And we could have a process to do that. Two, what is your vision in life? And the vision, we have a hierarchy of fulfillment that we go through. It starts with spirituality, and then it works its way up to health and well-being, mental, emotional, and then to loving relationships, and then on into society, experiences you want to create, etc. And then it gets to business and finance, and everything that's going to drive all that stuff that starts foundational up. So you got core values, you got the 360 vision, and then the third piece is, what are your gifts? What are your talents? What are your strengths? What are your attributes? And we have assessments that we go through to really get clear on where your gifts are. And we take those three things, we overlay them, and then that creates, in essence, you know, the purpose, where it is that we want to be on point in someone's orientation.
Love it. I mean, and think about, man, you know, the statement that's popping in my head right now is, if I only knew then, you know, if I only knew now if I only knew then what I know now, right? And that exercise is not done. It's not talked about anywhere for the most part. I mean, you're talking about it, but I mean, you know, it's not part of everyday conversations.
That's right.
And I can think of, you know, several people who are just, they live, the ego drives.
That's right.
So much, you know, and so it's like, you know, the world sees them as this philanthropist, this giver, you know, this, you know, just all these wonderful things. And that's how the world perceives them. But then the people closest to them may see, you know, that person that all they do is think about, you know, it's them first. It's, you know, it's, I have moments where I erupt because I didn't get my way, or it's, you know, about my time and my work and the business and